Welcome back to the Webby O'Neill channel. It's match preview. Manchester United versus Brentford. Can United get 3 points on the table before the international break? Let us know your thoughts and opinions in the chat. First of all, are you looking forward to this one?
I am looking forward to it. I'm actually confident. I look at Erik ten Hag. He's had a bad hand. There's no two ways about it with injuries and everything else like that. But there's just a couple of things what he needs to do, and that's sort the concentration out and get the players playing as a unit. And it's not too hard to do, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you do say it's not too hard to do, but we've seen in recent games certain players or the whole team switching off at times, and defensively we've looked weak and poor.
Yeah, we have looked weak, but then that's players playing out of position. I look at the forward line, for instance. You looked at Hojlund the other night, absolutely bang on it. Then we look at Rashford. Yes, we've all been critical of Rashford and everything, but I think he might have stumbled on something here with Hojlund, with the work rate and everything. I think Marcus Rashford can sort of change what he's been doing by roaming around on the right side, going on the left and looking for the space. That's the way I think it's going to go, because Hojlund is the target man and he's a workhorse, and I think it will benefit Rashford. But we'll see on Saturday. We'll see how Rashford performs, see how if he's up for it. If there is change, I think it will work.
Yeah, we're touching on Hojlund there, his strength, power, composure. It looked really good against Galatasaray, and it was the one positive for me to take out of that game. But if you're talking about Rashford drifting, roaming into other positions, for me on this game, you know, the game going into the international break, I think Garnacho's got to start on the left-hand side. Antony, is he going to be fit enough to start this one? I'm not too sure. I think it'd be beneficial just to give him, you know, an extra couple of more weeks training while the international break's on. And let's put Rashford on that right-hand side, really. He could have had 2 assists from that right-hand side, or the assist he got for Hojlund, and maybe a goal from there, which I personally think he should have shot, but he looked up twice and didn't get the ball across to Bruno. But for me, I think it's something to maybe try for this one. You know, Brentford, they've got their own injury worries themselves in defence all throughout the team. I think they've won 1 game in 7. So this is a team who've not come into Old Trafford with confidence, or then again, they might have been looking at previous results and it might have just given a little boost coming here to Old Trafford. So we will see.
Yeah, I can understand the shout for Garnacho and Antony maybe getting a chance. Rashford maybe going on the right. But I look at it, I think we've got to be more as a unit. And I think having Rashford and Hojlund up there, I think that's the way to go. I think I look at it now, I think Amrabat's got to come out of that left-back position. He was there, and I go on about concentration for 90 minutes. Now, Amrabat's not a left-back. He was out of position. He was the one what let him onside for the second goal. That's not his fault. It's not his position. I think he should be moved out of there into the midfield. I think the left-back could either be Dalot or it could be Lindelof. One of them two can play either left or right. The situation calls for it now. That's how I see it. I think Amrabat now needs to be pushed forward. And I think having them two, Rashford and Hojlund up front, it's good enough. We need to be compact in that midfield. What I want, and I'm telling you now, I just didn't understand Hannibal being brought off at half-time. He was getting the tackles in. He was in the faces. He needs to be on the pitch. That's how I see it. We need to be tight. We need to be a unit. And I think Hannibal brings to it. I don't look as though I thought the other night bringing Eriksen on was a mistake, because at the end of the day, I think Hannibal would have carried on with his legs while other players were getting tired in the opposition, and he would have been in the faces. Yes, Eriksen played well, but to me, it has to be Hannibal. We have to have a strong, young legs in that midfield, and I think that's it. The other option, what I'm looking at, is what do we do with Bruno? Where do we put him? Because putting him out on the right, he's just shoehorning him in, getting him on the pitch. That's how I look at it. And a lot of people out there look at it that way.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. For me, my ideal lineup for this, I'd actually rest Bruno for this one. I think he needs a couple of games out. How many games he's played for Manchester United? It feels like every single one we've played since he's signed. I think he just needs a rest. Like I say, the international break's coming up. I think we can afford to even bring the likes of Hannibal in, who will need legs in midfield, Mason Mount as well alongside him with Casemiro sitting, and then into the second half, in, you know, fingers crossed we are in a winning position, then change it, bring Eriksen on, give the likes of Hannibal or Mason Mount a rest. I'd be completely fine with that. But going into the defence, Dalot has got to come in at left back for me. I totally agree with you there. Amrabat, fantastic attitude, wants to play everywhere. Anywhere Ten Hag wants to play him, he'll fit in and do the best job he can possibly do. But I think it needs changing. I totally agree with you. Maybe put Amrabat into midfield with Mason Mount and Casemiro. Let me know what you think. But for me, I'd have Hannibal start this one with Mount. On the right-hand side, I think, I agree. Maybe with Lindelof at right back. They've still got to assess Reguilon as well, or Reguilon, whatever you want to call him. So that'll be tight on the day of the game to see who gets the nod on left back. But I would like to see Reguilon come back just to give us that balance on there, a left footer on the left-hand side. And I just want to see someone up top as well on the wide areas, with the natural foot on that side with a right-hand-sided player like Rashford straight down there, and hopefully he can provide some crosses as well. Well, as long as he lifts his head up, he needs to start doing that, lifting his head up a little bit more. He did do that for that chance that he had on goal the other night against Galatasaray. He did lift his head up, but the pass was poor. The confidence just wasn't there. And hopefully we can get him on that right-hand side and maybe produce something, because I've been very sceptical of Rashford playing on the right-hand side, having a problem with my Jonathan Rossars there. But, let's give him a chance and let's see if he can get some confidence on there. And you've got to remember, he scored the winning goal against Brentford here last season, and it was a 1-0 win.
Yeah, well, you talk about positions, players, it's the balance I want. And Lindelof or Dalot, left or right, but what comes in the middle? Well, it has to be Varane, and I think maybe Johnny Evans or Maguire. It doesn't really matter to me which one. They've got the balance. We need 2 centre-halves, 2 full-backs. That's what we need. And I think we do need... Casemiro needs a little bit of help there. So he goes forward. He has scored goals. And I think having Amrabat there. Now, you mentioned Bruno. Bruno, to me, wants to play every game. There is a call, there is a shout to rest him. International breaks here. Really, is that the time to rest him? But I do understand the call. And a lot of people out there are calling for Bruno to be rested. He's not really on his game, but he's not going to be on his game being played out wide on the right. So Ten Hag has to look at that. I look at Ten Hag there with this team. I've said many times now, up to Christmas, I think we'll struggle. I don't think it'll be good. But I honestly believe that with the team, what he's got there, it just needs a couple of tweaks. And then by the time Christmas comes, we'll have a few results. It's not all doom and gloom. I think we'll be all right after Christmas. It's just a matter of working on it now. And the main thing is to get the team working together and the concentration. But players lose concentration if they're not in the right position. And that's what I'm looking for Erik Ten Hag this weekend. And I'm very, very confident going into the Brentford game. And I can just see us like not conceding. Onana's in big, big pressure. But the thing is, he's a good goalkeeper. It's not working out right. And you just got to stick behind him and hope he turns it round. We've done it with players before where we've backed them. They've gone through bad periods and they've come through it. Some have, some haven't. But I do believe that the experience what Onana's got, I think he'll come through it. We've just got to be patient here. And Erik Ten Hag has just got to do a couple of tweaks. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, I'm just going to start with Bruno, what you mentioned earlier. I think personally, Erik Ten Hag will start him. But looking at it from a fan, I would like to see him rested for this game.
Yeah.
And I'd like to obviously see Reguilon fit for this game. Someone out on the right-hand side who's naturally a right winger as well, just to give us that more balance in the team. But, when you do think of Bruno, when he doesn't play for Manchester United, or whether he's been injured or he has been given a rest in the past, I do feel we lack something. We do miss something when Bruno's not in there. You look at his stats over the last 12 to 18 months, chances created. Yeah. It's phenomenal, to be quite honest with you. Even stats compared to the lads who are playing in Europe. But we've never really had someone who's an out-and-out goal scorer, so it's never really been noticed too much with Bruno's assists. But for me, we've got a lad up there now in Hojlund, like we discussed earlier, who can stick the ball in the back of the net. He's clearly got the composure to do that. But, Hannibal, for me, would be suitable to come in and to replace Bruno in that midfield. He's still got the legs, the work rate that Bruno would give you. You mentioned the 2 centre-back spots, Rafa and Lindelof. They've not been great. If I was Harry Maguire or Johnny Evans, I'd have been knocking on the manager's door after that Galatasaray game and saying, look, the last 2 games now, surely I'm going to get a spot on one of these 2. I thought Rafa's passing was really poor the other night. I thought Lindelof was just the same. Weak going in for the challenge, positionally, all over the place as well at times. But again, going forward, how long is it going to be till we get Luke Shaw back, Lisandro Martinez? You do need a stable back 4 if you're going to have a chance of winning any games. and keeping out the opposition from scoring goals. So do you keep them to and try and build some momentum? I'm not too sure, to be honest with you, because I am in favour of players who are not going through a great run of form to be dropped to give someone else a chance. But I'm a bit 50-50 on that, but let us know what you think on the defence.
You mentioned Bruno and the stats and everything else like that. Yes, people out there calling for him to be dropped. Some are saying just get him back in the middle, don't play him out wide. I think the one thing what's missing and what might change Bruno, right, and he has to get back to it, and that's scoring goals. He's had the chances and he's not scoring. So I think a couple of goals will change Bruno, change his strikers. We've seen how that does. We've now seen Hojlund scoring goals. He just looks phenomenal. And I think if Bruno just put away them chances, and there's been some good chances he's missed, I think it'll be all right. Going into this game...
You've got to remember, though, that goal at Burnley, that was a wonder goal. That was a fantastic goal and a much needed goal at the right time
but
as well.
That was a goal proper created. What I'm saying is there's half chances he's not putting away. There's shots there going straight at other players. He's not putting them away like he used to. Now, we've seen half chances many a time with Bruno putting away, and that's what made him the player he is.
The first 2 minutes against Galatasaray, didn't connect with the ball properly, did he, in the box?
That's just an observation, and I understand that. That's one of many, and I'm sure many people out there will put up other stats where he's missed opportunities. But going into this game, I think we just need to play it tight, have the concentration and put players in the position. I'm confident of a win. I know it'll be tough going up to Christmas, but I'm confident that this team and Erik ten Hag can pull it round. So I think here, don't concede a goal. That's the priority. And I think really we should be scoring 2, possibly 3 goals. So I'm going for a 3-0 win against Brentford, me.
Yeah, we need to get this win, in my opinion. Well, every game we need to get the 3 points. That's the pressure on Manchester United. But, get the win going into the international break, and let's see if we can regroup once they come back from the internationals, and then go again. We've got Sheffield United, then some real tough fixtures in Champions League against Copenhagen, all the remaining games in that group, and you've got coming up against City.
It's tough.
Newcastle in the Carabao Cup, then I think away to Fulham. So it's a tough run of fixtures for Manchester United, and they need to get some sort of momentum going, some confidence in front of goal with creating chances as well. So hopefully we can start doing that now against Brentford, and get a good win. Let's try and get 3 or 4 goals, because we've definitely got the players out there on the pitch who should be creating and bagging the goals. So let's start doing it instead of playing players out of different positions. Let's try and get some balance to the team. Players in the natural position. Let's go for it. Let's entertain the fans for once, because there's a lot of doom and gloom behind the scenes at Manchester United, amongst the fan base as well. It's not been a great start at all to the season, not what we expected.
No.
So we need some sort of positivity here going into the international break, because I don't want to be spending another week or so with it on the back of a defeat from Manchester United, because it does just kill you inside.
Yeah, it kills you inside. I agree with you. But listen, I'd take a 1-0 win right now based on a good performance, and that's what I want to see. Most of all, that's what I want to see. I want to see the concentration. I want to see the team work as a unit. And if I see that, then going forward, I think Erik ten Hag might get it right before the players start to come back, the important players. So I'm looking forward to the Brentford game, and I'm excited. And I think if we get a 3-0 win, that'll be great. But I'll take a 1-0 now with a good performance.
Yeah, a good performance. For me, it's got to be a 3-0 win for Manchester United. The problems that we are having at the back with certain individual mistakes, I can't see us keeping Brentford out, to be honest with you. I just got to be deadly honest. I think they will grab a goal at some point. From set pieces, we look poor. Players running from midfield. You've got to track these runners now. You've got to track it, because one thing Brentford have got, and that's legs, and they've got energy.
Yeah.
So the midfield lads, whoever play in there on Saturday, they've got to track the runners. Casemiro's been guilty of it. Bruno's been guilty of it. Mason Mount, since he's come back as well. So they've all got to be communicating here and watching the runners, because if they don't, you're going to see goals like that was conceded, against Galatasaray and Brighton and other away games this season. So hopefully the lads are on it this Saturday. We're on it. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are too, because I'm hoping for at least a 3-0 win to give us some confidence. We need it as fans.
You need.
I need it as
Oh
well.
yeah,
So
of course we do.
just to keep coming on these videos, I need some confidence in me just to keep talking about Manchester United. There's too much doom and gloom at the moment. You know, you had Rasmus Hojlund who come out and he was deadly straight. At the moment, we're in crisis.
Yeah.
He put it down to that. They're the words that he used. And for me, the words that he did say after that, how they've got to stick together, the young lads' mentality and wanting to win games, it impressed me. So I think he's going to be a big player for Manchester United this season, and he knows scoring goals. And let's just hope the lads behind him can create for him to score.
Right. Will you not give your score?
I feel like talking about the next game, then the next game, and the
Let's
next
have a
game after
score.
it, the Champions League game. I
I've
keep
gone
going because
3-0.
I'm up for this one. Yeah, I'm going to go 2-0 Manchester United. No, actually, I'm going to go 2-1.
Excellent.
2-1.
Excellent. Now, all we want is a top performance.
Yeah, I'd just like to thank everyone for joining us
Yes.
today. I think we've covered everything, or as much as what we can do. The range just started coming down. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but yeah, just thought we'd do a quick video today. Obviously, we're not at Hotel Football. We're in the garden today. Much appreciated joining us. Smash a like if you've enjoyed it, and we'll see you again on Saturday. Thank you.